Dark Aether is the final camo that you get in zombies, and you're looking for the best tips on how to get this skin as fast as possible. Well, in today's video, I'm going to go over everything to get in this skin as fast as you possibly can. Before we get into this though, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Cold War content like this, and don't worry, as it's always free to subscribe, and you can always unsubscribe later. So getting back to it, if you look at the scroll bar on this video, you'll see parts that you can go to, so if you're looking for a specific gun type, or wherever it may be, you can find it there, and in the description below. So starting off, we're going to talk about some fundamentals that are going to help you out and allow you to be as fast as possible. First off is the map, since now there is two of them. So realistically, you could use both maps to make it a little more interesting, but if you want to go as fast as possible, get used to Die Machine because you're going to be playing a lot of it. This is because Firebase Z, I personally believe, is more of an Easter egg map than just a map to play on, and in return it takes much longer to get set up on that map and get the ball rolling, whereas on Die Machine, you have to go out of your way to do the Easter egg, and it's more just of a casual play and it doesn't take too long to get set up on. After this though, you're going to notice you have upgrades that you can use on pretty much everything. And with this last update, they added 2 more tier upgrades, which is going to take a while to get, but the main thing you're going here is to upgrade Jug first. This is because every single game you play, you will be using Jug, so having it maxed out on tiers is going to make life a lot easier. After Jug though, start working on the gun classes, as you will obviously be using every gun in the game, and having upgrades for each section is going to make this grind a whole lot easier. Moving along, you're going to want to upgrade whatever field upgrade you're mainly going to use, and we'll get into this later. Now the one thing I want to stress is that you can span out upgrading throughout time, as you are going to get a lot of crystals to use, and by the time you're done with this grind, you'll most likely have every upgrade unlocked. Moving on though is going to be everything you're going to be using, so field upgrades, perks, and everything else in the game. So for the field upgrades, there are 4 recommendations I have. If you're going to be playing with friends, you want to use the healing aurora, but chances are you're going to be a solo player just like me. So first up that I recommend the least is Ring of Fire, as it pretty much makes zombies insta-kill when you're inside of it, and you can fry through a leech, which you're going to need a lot of. Other than that, the Ring of Fire doesn't really do much else, and that's why I recommend it the least. The last 2 field upgrades though are whatever you find more valuable. These are the Aether Shroud and the Frenzied Guard. So the Aether Shroud, if you find yourself in a tight situation or cornered somewhere, you hit this and it will make you invisible to the zombies so you can run away. Now, whichever field upgrade you do choose, you're going to want to fully upgrade it. And once you fully upgrade your Aether Shroud, you're going to get teleported out of the situation. Now, it's only going to be by a small distance, you're not going to be teleported across the map, but you're going to be teleported out of that corner. Your gun is going to be automatically reloaded. It's going to last 8 seconds in the Aether Shroud, and you're going to run very fast. And you will also be able to hold 2 charges as well. This is a very good perk that you're going to be finding yourself using a lot, so chances are you are going to go with this, but there's also the newly added Frenzy Guard, which is also good, but there's a small downside to it. So if you're going to use this fuel upgrade, you're going to want to have it upgrade to tier 5 to get the most out of it. Having a tier 5 is going to grant you the most return for using it, and this is the only reason I recommend it. So back to the situation where you're getting cornered, you hit this, not only does zombies become slow, but every time a normal zombie hits you, they explode so you can get out of whatever situation you might be, and every kill you get replaces 10% of your armor, so if you're low on armor, you could get back 100% of your armor pretty easily. So pretty much when you're in a situation, you can get out of it pretty easily and get all of your armor back, which is the only reason I recommend this, because it has a good reward to it, and you will soon find out that armor is a much appreciated tool. Now, if this did come down to my personal decision, I would choose the Aether Shroud, because once you get to the hard weapons, it's going to make things a little less stressful. So what I best recommend is to use Aether Shroud the most, but if you get bored, you can use Frenzy Guard as a fun change of pace. Now, again, keep in mind, as I just said, Ring of Fire is going to come handy with the launchers, so it's not out of the picture yet. I'm just saying for everything else, use Aether Shroud and Frenzy Guard. After this though, we have the ammo mod, which you can find when you pack a punch your weapons. Pretty much the only ammo mod you're going to be using that I recommend is Deadwire. Now, very important here that you do not upgrade the Deadwire to tier 5, because if you do, this will happen. So do not upgrade to tier 5 or you're going to be wasting a lot of time. Now the reason why you're going to be using this is because with elites, Deadwire is going to do constant damage to them, which will make killing them much easier than not having it. So get used to Deadwire, as it's the only viable ammo mod that's going to help you out with this grind and it won't make things longer. Perk wise now, you're going to want to use every perk besides Elemental Pop. Now the reason for this is that elemental pop is essentially every ammo mod equipped, so you will randomly hit zombies with random ammo mods. Using this will kill zombies that you could use to get progress, and it'll really only hurt you and waste some money. Now, in the video on the screen, you'll notice that I am using elemental pop, but the only reason I am using this is because of the tier 5 upgrade being elemental pop will give you electric cherry, and I love that perk, and I just want to use it in Cold War. Literally, that's it. I just like a perk inside of a perk. So you can use every perk besides elemental pop, and you can upgrade every other perk you want. Just elemental pop, toss that to the side. Getting into the game now though, I got a fundamental plan that you should follow that will allow you to get the ball rolling as fast as possible. This is to stay in the starting room until round 9. Now, keep in mind, when you get to some harder guns, this is going to change a little bit, but pretty much the fundamentals of this is going to stay the same. So during this time, you're going to get any challenge you can do done and get free progress, but by the time you hit round 9, you should have around 23,000 points, and this is where you go crazy. So you can look on screen for everything you're going to do, but basically open the first door, open the second door, and while it's blowing up, get stamina up. Now, very important, do not get Jug yet. Do not get Juggernog. We're going to get it in maybe 2 minutes for free. But after this, go into the bunker, and this is where you choose what you want. If you need headshots, go through the Deadshot Daiquiri door, so you can get Deadshot. If you don't need headshots or aren't on a gun that requires headshots, go through the speed door. Now, don't buy both doors because you won't have enough for the rest. Just buy the one and go to the power room. And once in the power room, activate the power. Now after this, you will need to activate 2 panels, and while doing this, go ahead and get Speed Cola, armor, and change the rarity of your gun, and get Deadshot. Then go through the whole pack-a-punch process. After the pack-a-punch process though, you want to tier 1 pack and get Deadwire, then follow the on-screen instructions to get Jug for free. Once you spawn back, you should see a crate in front of the pack machine, and you want to open this. It will give you a free gun, whatever it may be, and it will also get you a bunch of materials, and best of all, it will give you Jug. Now, I have played this map for over 5 in-game days, and every single time I have done this and opened that box, it has always been Jug, so it is a guaranteed Jug. After this, it's going to be a dog round though, so free max ammo, and then after that dog round, every single time a megaton will come, so free megaton. After all this though, you want a training spot. There are 3 main ones on this map. The most common one being the crash yard where the Jug is. That isn't bad by any means, but personally, I don't like it because it's very unleveled, which makes headshots a lot harder. Other than that, there's also under the pack machine, which is completely leveled, which is good for going for headshots, but it's a more advanced place and requires a lot of good movement, so if you're new or just don't have great movement, this isn't the place. The last place though, my personal favorite, is the starting room. It's nice and open so you can really get a train going, and there's one just flat lane that you can mow down zombies at. Once you get your train going though, just play and get whatever challenges you need. This is a fun part as you can just sit back and relax and blast some zombies away, but make sure you keep upgrading your weapons rarities and the pack tier, and keep getting perks. And if you're wondering when the Wonder Fizz machine comes to get Tombstone, it will always come on round 20, which is also the round Armored Zombies comes as well. But once you hit round 30 or 35, you want to extract. This is because after these rounds, the zombies become faster and stronger, and your XP is lower than before, so not only are you losing out on XP, but you're also taking it longer to get through these rounds. So once you hit those peak 30 and 35 rounds, extract and restart the whole process. Yes, this is what I did the whole time, and it worked like a charm. So let's get into the guns themselves now. Thankfully, most of them have the same challenge, which is going to make this a lot easier as you will be able to get in just a groove with them and just go crazy. But starting off, let's talk about the ARs. So the first 3 challenges are easy and just take some time, but those are being get 2,500 kills, 2,500 headshots, and 2,500 pack-punch kills. Now, if you have both kills and headshots unlocked, go for both, as you could get both of them at the same time, so if you get 2,500 headshots, it will count for kills as well. So simply aim for the head, and if you have Deadshot Daggery, it's going to make life a lot easier, as every time you aim, it will automatically aim for the head. One thing you can do though for my controller players is that it's sometimes effective, but not always, is that if you have an automatic gun and Deadshot, all you want to do is hold down your fire button and spam your ADS button, as it just keeps locking back onto the heads, meaning you're going to get a bunch of headshots. Now, I also found out just aiming higher and spraying at the head is also good, so you could try both methods and figure out which one helps you out the most. After these 3 challenges though, you get the challenges to kill 15 elite enemies. This is where everything switches up. Basically, what you want to do here, and keep this in mind, you're going to be doing this with every challenge that's like this, go into Firebase Z. Now, you might be wondering, why do that when I just said that map isn't good for the grind? Well, this is because the 2 mini bosses in Firebase Z spawn much more than Megatons on Die Machine. For example, you could get upwards of 5 mini bosses in one round of Firebase Z, and you can easily get all 15 of these elites done in one game of 20 minutes. This you should honestly be thankful for, as Megatons only count as 1 and they split into 2, so you have to kill 3 of them and it only counts as 1, and it would take several games to get all 15 done, but now you can just hop into the other map and get this done within 20 minutes of time. For reference, the 15 elite kills were always what I was finishing last when going for Dark Aether, and being able to do this method will easily cut off a day of grind time. Moving on, after the elites you get really easy challenges that you can get done in one game of Die Machine. So first up, for the gun level 30 challenge, you get to kill 10 zombies rapidly 10 times. You could get this done in one round on around 20 or higher. For the level 40 challenge, you get to get the challenge of getting 3 critical kills rapidly 25 times. Again, you could get most of this done in one round, just get on some flat land and aim for the head. Last up though is the level 50 challenge, which is to get 20 or more consecutive kills without being hit 10 times. This might sound scary on paper, but this takes maybe 3 rounds to get. Now, being in the starting room or the plain sight is going to be the best for this, as you could get a pretty good train going, and all you gotta do is get somewhat of a distance on them and kill them so they can't hit you, but you can get them and you can get this done in no time. Now, if there's a dog, because there's going to be a lot of dogs that will spawn, kill them immediately. That's my #1 rule with dogs, is to kill them immediately after they spawn so you don't have to deal with them. And the same thing applies with Megatons, kill them immediately, as all they do is make this challenge harder because they can hit you no matter what. After this though, we got the SMGs, which is thankfully the exact same as ARs, so if you're coming to SMGs from the beginning of the video, go watch the AR section, as it's the same thing, literally nothing is different. So these next few gun types we're just going to fly through, as 90% of these weapons have the same challenges as the ARs. So tac rifles, same thing as ARs, you can refer back to that. LMGs are the same thing as ARs as well. Now sniper rifles. Sniper rifles are the same things as the ARs, which should be a crime because this is going to take you a while to get done, as you only get one shot and you have to kill thousands of zombies. So make sure you train in either the crash site or the spawn room, because you're going to need a lot of room to go crazy. The one thing that changes though is extract on round 20 or 25 instead of 30 or 35, because you're going to have such a hard time trying to do these high rounds with snipers that you're going to end up getting mad and wasting time. Pistols though are the same as ARs, just every challenge number is cut in half so you can really fly through these in maybe a day or 2. Now shotguns are also the same as ARs, just the headshots is what's going to be the most rage inducing. The best tip I have for headshots is to aim higher and keep a distance. Use a long barrel that gives you damage range and keep somewhat of a distance and only shoot for the head. This is going to be somewhat annoying, but you should be able to run through this quite fast. Launchers. This is where it gets a little hard. This is honestly where we get into some dangerous waters. The first challenge though is to get 1500 kills. That's a lot, but you'll get it done just by playing. After this though, you got to kill 2 or more enemies rapidly 50 times. Once you tier 1 pack the launcher though, this is going to be the best time to do this challenge, as the zombies aren't too hard yet, but you can also do a good amount of damage and get those 2 kills. Now, the one thing I hate about this is that a packed launcher isn't like past CODs where it was just hellfire of rockets. You still only get 1 single shot, which makes this a lot less fun and a lot more harder. After this challenge though, the next one is to get 5 kills with 1 shot 50 times. Again, right when you pack the launchers is going to be the best time to do this, and this is where Ring of Fire is going to come in place, because Ring of Fire will make the zombies pretty much insta-kill, so you could just fry through this and get it done very quickly. Next up though is to get 1500 kills with the packed launcher. Sounds pretty simple, I shouldn't have to explain that too much. After this though, you got to kill 10 elites. Again, Firebase Z is the map for this, and what I recommend is using another gun to get them down to 1 HP, then using the launcher to finish them off so you don't waste ammo and it's faster, or you can just use a ring of fire. Second to last though, you got to get 10 kills rapidly 10 times. You might not believe it, but once again, when you get the launcher packed is going to be the best time to do this. Again, just use some ring of fire and go crazy on them. Then the last one to get is 20 consecutive kills without getting hit 10 times. This one is hard, really hard. So what you're going to do is get a small train going and kill the zombies from far away and repeat, so you have the best chance at doing this. Now what I would recommend is that you just put a ring of fire down and you put maybe 2 or 3 shots into a bunch of zombies, then run away, reload, and do the same thing. And you also have to keep in mind that there is splash damage with the launcher, so that's why you want to be a distance from this so you're not screwing yourself over with splash damage. Also, when you're doing the round 9 setup I talked about earlier, go through the speed corridor as you won't need Deadshot for any reason, so you can skip on that and save the money. And then get Jug, as you obviously won't be able to hit those orbs, so get Jug instead of Deadshot and go through the speed corridor. Now, moving on, we have the knife. This is also hard. So first off, you're going to extract at round 20, maybe if you get to that, because this is a very hard weapon to use and get high rounds with. The first challenge though is to get 750 kills. Trust me, you will get this just by playing. After this though, you need 50 kills while the zombies are stunned, distracted by a decoy, or distracted by a monkey bomb. Now the stun is going to be the easiest way to do this, as it's dirt cheap at the crafting table and you get a lot of them off dead bodies. What you want to do is get a small train going and then stun all of them and start going crazy on the stunned zombies. You have around 5 to 10 seconds to get as many kills as you possibly can and just rinse and repeat. After this though, you need 750 pack kills. This is a little hard to do, but thankfully you can leave the spawn room around round 6 or 8 and get the stamina up and Jug on your way there, since obviously you don't have a gun to get the free Jug, but you can skip both Deadshot and Speed Colo as you have absolutely no need for them, and you could get a pack knife super quick and then go crazy on some zombies. After this, you need 50 kills when the zombies are affected by Frost Blast, Ring of Fire, or while you have Ether Shroud activated. The Ether Shroud is definitely going to be the easiest for this, as the zombies become oblivious to you and you could just knife them and they won't hit you back, and the Ether Shroud already lasts a decent amount of time. It also doesn't potentially kill the zombies, which makes things easier as well. Then, again, you need 10 elite or special kills. Again, Firebase Z and the early rounds are the easiest for this. Just keep in mind, you can use a stun to stun them and then use Ether Shroud so they don't hit you or don't move. Or you can use Ring of Fire, it's honestly up to you. But another thing to keep in mind is that the knife, unpacked, is one shot up to around 11, so something you might want to know. But last up for the last challenge on the knife, which should be a crime, is getting 20 consecutive kills 10 times. This will take you some time to get, but again, just get a small train going, use the Ether Shroud and stun the zombies and get as many as you can, since not only will they not be moving, but they won't hit you back, so that's going to be the best time to do it. But it's also very hard because you need 20 zombies, and you can't really exactly do that on such early rounds, so this one's going to take you a minute. Just keep trying. I'm assuring you, you will eventually get it, and you're going to feel really accomplished once you do. Last up though, we have the M79, or the China Leg, or the Thumper, whatever you may call it. This gun is hell and is going to cause you to get quite angry. So starting off, the first set of challenges is to get 1500 kills. Not too bad. The only problem is that this gun doesn't one-shot till after round 1. Yeah, it takes 2 shots to kill zombies on round 2. It's that bad of a gun, but just aim directly at the zombies in the early rounds and you should be able to insta-kill them by impact, because I'm pretty sure if the bullet hits the zombies head on, it should kill them, whereas usually you're going to be shooting the ground and hoping the splash damage hits them, which that's where it 2-shots them. After so, we have to get 2 or more kills rapidly 50 times. This is pretty hard as it takes 2 shots to kill 1 zombies, unless if you directly shoot the zombies, and it's not exactly the easiest to directly shoot 2 zombies at once. So the best way to do this is to pack the gun, and then the next round with zombies, immediately go for rapid kills. You can pop that Ring of Fire and go crazy. Now one thing again with this pack punch process, go through the speed corridor as you won't need Deadshot for any reason, and grab Jug on the way there because it is very hard to hit those orbs with this gun, and it will just save you time to just buy Jug instead of Deadshot. Next up though, we have to kill 5 or more zombies with 1 shot. This is impossible without pack punch gun or the Ring of Fire, so you have to get a packed M79 and get a train going and use Ring of Fire. This is because using the Ring of Fire will obviously allow you to one-shot these zombies and use his reserve ammo, which is something I forgot to but you can use reserve ammo and you can spam this gun, which makes it a lot easier and a lot more fun. So get to a somewhat high round, maybe 10 or so, and go crazy with the ring of fire and get these kills done. After this, we need 1500 kills with the gun packed, so just go crazy with it and use ring of fire when necessary for these free kills. For the tiger camos though, we need 10 elites, so just like the launches and everything before, go to Firebase Z, pop a ring of fire, and go crazy. Now the last two challenges, being get 10 kills rapidly and 20 consecutive kills without getting hit, can all be done at the same time. You can either go to a higher round when there's a lot of zombies and pop a ring of fire, or you can extract and pop a ring of fire, as you usually get around 50 or so enemies when you extract, and this is a really good time. Just hide in a corner, pop that ring of fire, and just start spamming them. But after all of this, you're done. Now, I do know I left out Outbreak, but that's because it's a really slow game mode. You'll be spending more time running than actually getting these challenges done, so if you want to get Dark Aether at a super slow rate, then Outbreak is the mode for that. Other than that, everything I said here should help you out quite a bit, and you should be able to get Dark Aether within a week's worth of grinding. Now, if you want for reference how long it took me to get this challenge done, it was 5 in-game days, but I also did not have any of the new tools that new players have now, like the launcher upgrades and all the new tier 5 upgrades. It was before that, so it was a lot harder. So now is definitely the best time to go for this, as it's going to be the easiest it has ever been. Now, I also won't lie, I did most of this during my winter break, so for my students out there, I do know spring break is coming up, and this will be a good time to get that done. But for everyone else, if you just put in a couple games of zombies a night, you should be able to get this skin within a month of time. Now, if you did enjoy the video though, a like is greatly appreciated and a sub means even more. But until next time, YouTube, see ya.